Hey, call me Shape, and today I'm reacting to a video titled Masculine Women Will Never Win and Will Stay Single. Let's get right into it.
Women have to change their minds and realize that they ain't supposed to submit to men because men just gonna do what you allow them to do. Because they don't have no governor on their own behavior to know when to not do something, to know better. They don't know. They just gonna keep being reckless. And they not gonna.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Janine if you are new here. If you're new, of course, hit that subscribe button and make sure your notifications are on so you never miss an episode. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. All right, y'all, so there is no surprise that Black women have the lowest marital rates. We are at the bottom when it comes to marriage. And I believe that the marital rates is about 28% of Black women are married, right? So for me, I've always said that is such a it's so sad that is the reality of where we are when it comes to marriage, and that's across the board with any race, right? And I want to discuss why that is. I've talked a lot about this on my TikTok platform about just marriage and how we as Black women are at the bottom, and a lot of women don't like to hear that, but it's true. There's a top and there's a bottom, and we are currently at the bottom, and we always get into this discussion about having a problem with Black men choosing to date outside their race, and we make excuses as to why they want to be with a woman of a different race. There's so many discussions about why Black women are not married, right? Why we have such low marital rates, and the only people who don't want to understand the reasoning is Black women, right? Whenever we talk about this, whenever the conversation comes up about what are some of the reasons why let's just say men in general are choosing to overlook us, we don't want to hear it. And I think that is the reason why we will never prevail and come up from the bottom, is because we are so closed-minded to the fact that men are saying these simple things. Simple things. Be feminine. Be soft. But we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. Let me drop this first clip for y'all, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it.
Men, we want feminine and submissive women.
There are Black women that are submissive.
There are many
feminine.
In all races. There are many women that's feminine and submissive.
Out of them.
Let's just use that same logic. So you have to get me to be feminine and submissive. That's what you're saying as a Black woman. Now you want a masculine man, right?
Right.
What if I said to you, you have to get me to be masculine. Mm-hmm. Before you get me to be masculine, I'm going to act feminine.
You should be masculine.
I should already be masculine. Man. You should automatically be feminine. Listen real quick. You should automatically be feminine and submissive as a woman, and no man should have to get that out of you.
The reality of it is that most Black women, in my opinion, are masculine. They are. I think that comes from your environment, how you're raised, maybe what you've been through, but I think most Black women are masculine.
They are masculine, but not masculine in the way that people say. There's all different types of masculine, right? There's that Young M.A. style masculine. There's the Cardi B style masculine. There's the Gabrielle Union style masculine. These are all masculine women per se, but they have it in different ways. The Young M.A., obviously, she shows up physically like a man, talks like a man, she's like a dude, but we all know she still get a period. Cardi B, she got that mouth, she got that aggression, she's willing to fight, she's violent, she's pugnacious. That's her style of masculinity. Gabrielle Union's that intellectual style masculinity where she's going to make you feel like you're dumb, you're stupid, and she could talk down to you, mentally mush you in the head. But I say this, and when I talk about Black women, to me, Black women are objectively the most attractive women in their natural state, right? In their natural state. They don't need no lip fillers. They don't need no BBLs. They got natural beauty. But the problem with Black women, I don't think they're at the bottom, but I think they're not a reliable resource for us as Black men. Here's why. A Black woman is like a Ferrari, right? She looks good. She feels good when you're in it. But it costs you a lot of money and a lot of problems, right? It's always giving you trouble. That's what a Black woman is. She's like a Ferrari in that way. And if you got high, expensive taste, you're going to want a Black woman, but you're going to want a feminine Black woman, right? You're going to want something that's more reliable. Not the Ferrari, maybe a Lexus that's more reliable. Maybe a Porsche that's more reliable, right? You want something attractive, but something that's not giving you as much problems. And for Black women, the masculinity side of them is that they're just running their mouth, giving us too much trouble, pushing back. Where to be feminine as a Black woman is to submit. But a lot of them don't know how to submit.
Which most men in general don't want a masculine woman. They don't. And you heard her say she feels like it's a man's job to make you feminine. Huh? When we're little girls, when we grow up, I'm gonna speak for most little girls. You grow up and, you know, your mom wants to put you in little dresses and have you look really cute and, you know, play with doll babies. Like you're in a very feminine, you know, mode as a little girl, right? You are just conducting yourself and you're carrying yourself and you're sweet and you're kind and all those things, right? If you grow up in that type of environment, right? Then there's other little girls who can grow up and be a little bit more aggressive, can give more of the masculine traits as a child, depending upon if they have brothers, if they have certain things, if they raised by their dad, you know, they might be a little bit more masculine, right? And that's okay, right? That makes sense. But I think that a lot of us who are raised by our mothers are masculine when it comes to how we interact with men because of what we have been taught about men, especially Black men. How we basically got to respect them. We basically don't have to listen to what they have to say and don't even get into submitting to no man. Don't get into submitting to no man, you know, because we don't feel like we should submit to a man because who is he going to tell me what to do? That's slavery. That's foolishness.
Yeah, that's our attitudes towards marriage and stuff. Someone convinced us that marriage is slavery. It's bondage, right? And that's where where Black women are masculine as a whole. They're feminine physically, right? They're feminine on the surface, but internally a lot of Black women are masculine, right? Their masculine ideas, their values, right? A lot of Black women value money. Right? That's why they'll listen to their boss, but they don't want to listen to you. Even though you might have money one day, they look at you like, I got more money than you right now. Okay? But the reality of it is there's more successful Black men financially than Black women. They're more educated Black women, but there's more Black men that are financially secure because Black women right now, unfortunately, are the most evicted class in America, right? They're the ones getting kicked out of their homes the most. So y'all need Black men. But y'all don't need us to come masculine first. This idea of like conditional femininity, that you're feminine when a man's masculine. What about your job? You showed up to your job as a good employee. That's how you got the job. The job didn't have to make you into a good employee. You showed up that way or you couldn't get the job. And for a lot of Black men, we got to understand, if women are showing up and they're not feminine, they can't get the job. Right? And you got to your femininity got to be in your conversation. Right? I want to have a soft feminine voice, but conversation meaning like when I talk to you, it's not difficult to talk to you. If it's difficult to talk to you, you are masculine. If you can't follow my lead, you're a masculine. Right? And I understand that, you know, there's a lot of intelligent Black women who they know a thing or two, and so they can't go for the hoo-hoo rah-rah with certain men. But those Black women who are intelligent, you got to choose your intellectual superior. You got to choose a man that you can't talk down and talk back to. Right? So I guess you could say if he's already intelligent, you could be more in your feminine. But the reality of it is that still you should be soft. You should still have grace, and you still learn how to work with a man from the jump. Work on yourself, right? And I don't think therapy is the answer because a lot of these Black women are in therapy and they're still single in their 40s and they're still difficult in their 40s.
The things that men are looking at us like, yeah, no, thank you. Nope. No, thank you. I'm moving on to the next person.
Peep. She got a ring on her finger, yo. You see that?
It's foolishness. And these are the things that men are looking at us like, yeah, no, thank you. Nope.
She like casually flexes that she has a ring. Shout out to her. And she understands this. And a lot of Black women should understand that she's trying to give you the game. She's casually flexing that wedding ring, right? She's just, oh yeah, I'm just, you know, a kept Black woman. And by the way, 25% of Black women are married. So shout out to her. She achieved the less common thing Black women, or the least common thing Black women tend to achieve.
Thank you. I'm moving on to the next person because you're fighting about how you don't want to listen to nobody. And the other women are doing it effortlessly. A few months ago, the German woman came out and, you know, that video went viral of her discussing, you know, just feeling like there's no competition amongst American women. Like, it's no competition. And she even talked about just, you know, being with the Black man and dealing with that and the treatment that he wants experience from Black women was so like horrible, where she just like, damn, how could you ever be treated that way? And you with me, and now I'm like, I know you. I know you're happy if you think about if I think about where you came from. I know you're happy, and I know that you ain't never going back to that, because I'm treating you so much different, and I'm giving you love and attention, and I'm feminine, and I'm soft, and I'm submissive, and I want to submit to you, and I want to serve you. But we get so rah, aggressive and nasty and mean, and it's just like, who want to deal with that? If you really ask yourself as a woman, a Black woman, who would want to deal with that? Would you want to deal with you? Why don't we sit back and listen to what they're saying and be like, wow, you know what? Maybe it ain't just about them wanting a weak woman, because that's what they like to say about the white women and the Asian women. Oh, they're just weak. They want a woman who's weak. No, they want a woman.
And we define weak as we don't define weak properly. Weak is not being. See, if you look at feminine as being weak, yeah, you'll never be feminine, because this idea you want to be a strong black woman. So in your mind, you got to be masculine and be strong. Because you might have seen your single mom have to be aggressive, and hustle and grind and put food on the table. You look at it like, all right, that's what it means to be a strong Black woman. But what that really means is that's what it means to be masculine, right? To be providing, to be leading, right? And so a lot of these women, unfortunately, their attitude towards femininity is being a pushover. Femininity is being a punk. They don't understand that femininity is being vulnerable. Right? Do you consider your kids punk? A toddler a punk? A pushover? Or do you consider a toddler or a child just vulnerable? Women, you guys are like children to men because you're vulnerable. You're no real threat to us. You're no physical threat. You're not. You don't got hands. This is why if there's an intruder knocking at the door at night, or trying to bang on the door, or trying to break in through a window, we expect as men, we're going to be the ones confronting the danger, because a woman's not going to be as aggressive, as strong, as violent, physically capable of taking down an intruder as a man. And therefore, we demand the respect. So being masculine is not just in the I provide, as a lot of women think, or I got the money, as a lot of women think. I even did a video where T.I. said, hey, whoever got the money makes the rules. Yeah, I get it. The golden rule, if you got the gold, you make the rules. But the problem with that is, if someone could take your gold, then what? See, in the wild, might is right. And that is, if I'm a lion and you're a gazelle, and you have your gazelle baby newborn with you, and I could steal your gazelle as a lion, it's mine. It might have been wrong. It's just not right. It's unfortunate. But that's how it works in the wild. Might is right. And same with men and women. Listen, if a woman became rich in the wild, men would just rob them. You see how this works? If you had a wealthy female village in the wild, right? This was taught before civilization, which we are really evolved for. We're really evolved for the wild. We just don't know, because we're such coddled humans, right? We're domesticated humans. We live in a society like pets, right? We don't have to really hunt and food. I don't even really believe in hunting, but we don't even have to really gather our food, right? Fruits and vegetables and things like that. I don't really believe. I know people say hunting, but hunting's so unreliable for humans. You gotta understand, animals that hunt, they go days without eating, long terms without eating. Humans, I think we're better for the agrarian side of things, right? Where we cultivate plants and fruits and vegetables. We're from the garden, right? If you believe, we're from the Garden of Eden. So I'm saying this to say that what makes a man masculine is not his ability to talk the talk. It's his ability to walk the walk, right? And we're not just talking about provision. We're talking about, if you got something, I could protect it. And this is why we need women to follow us, because how can you protect something you can't control? I think of JFK, right? When JFK got murked, right, in Texas, in that convertible car, he had a briefing with the Secret Service prior to that, when he wanted to go to that parade in a motorcade where he was in a convertible, nice old school car. And the Secret Service told him, like, listen, man, you're the president. You get to make the rules, but we don't think you should do this. We think we can't protect you if you do this, right? So if you don't follow what we tell you to do, we can't protect you. And what did JFK did? JFK did what he wanted to do, and therefore his Secret Service cannot protect him, and therefore he got murked. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Black women, if you can't follow what we do, if we can't, quote unquote, control what you do, we can't protect you. Everything I protect, I can control, right? I got my legal strap, I control it, therefore I can protect it. I got my home, I can control it, therefore I can protect it. I got my car, I can control it, I can protect it. I got my assets, my finances, I control it, therefore I can protect it. If I had no control of my finances, how can I protect it? I got control of my health. If I had no control of my health, how can I protect my health? If I had no control of my mind, how can I protect my mind? Nothing that you can't control, you can protect. And I don't think that we should control women through force. We should control women through persuasion. It's a man's job to not necessarily persuade women, but to demonstrate to a woman that he can lead and he's the right person to follow. No different than a business. A lot of these people join businesses that are successful and they feel like they can trust them, so they submit to that business. And they go through training. Right? Your job, you go through job training. Same thing as a wife. If you want to be a wife, if you want to be a woman that's a part of a high-value man's team, he has to train you. That's not weak. That's called onboarding. You being onboarded for the position. What I need you to do, you might not know to do. See, I'm the kind of black guy where I want a woman who is vegan, feminine, attractive, and fit. Therefore, I don't have to beat into her, you know what I'm saying, the value of being plant-based. If you are already plant-based as a woman, you have an added skill. A lot of you women don't come with skills, and we got to train you, and that's okay, but you have to have some things we're looking for. We don't have a laundry list, but you have to have some things. You got to be feminine, friendly, and fit. That is the perfect person as a black man we could train and put on our team, okay? Let me end off with a better photo of her. She keeps her eyes closed a little too much. Shout out to her. Her name is Just a Girl. I'm going to put a link into the description and a link to the rest of the video. You guys can peep the rest of it. This is just 6 minutes of a 13 video. Good content. I watched the entire video. Now you guys can watch the entire video. But first, go check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you over there.